am the Lord your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of slavery. You shall not kill. Words we have this morning from the book of Exodus, chapter 20. God said to the people, thou shalt not kill. The first reading of today, taken from the book of Exodus, applies the 10 commandments which God gave to the people of Israel through Moses, his prophets. The commandments are actually a set of rules, guidelines, practices, responsibilities, moral principles, social code of conduct, and customs articulated by God himself for the personal well-being of his people, to confer on them also a distinctive and special identity as his own people chosen by himself, and also to regulate their interpersonal relationship, and also therefore in turn foster a closer relationship with God himself. Structurally, the 10 commandments, 3 of the first of the 10 commandments regulate or govern our relationship with God. The last 7 regulates our relationship with one another. Without going through the commandments one after the other, let us just look at one of the commandments, the 6th commandment, which says, thou shalt not kill. What does it mean? Generally speaking, the 6th commandment discourages any actions or inactions that harm, damage, or destroy human life. Therefore, it commands us to love, to respect, and to protect human life at all stages. However, it is usually taken that the 6th commandment only forbids the physical destruction of human life. But it's not just that. It goes beyond that, because human life has various components. So apart from the physical component of human life, there is also, or there are also the sides of the components: medical, mental, psychological, social, even spiritual. So the commandment, thou shalt not kill, also means that we should do no harm to any components of human life, not just the physical. Therefore, it means that the 6th commandment does not only condemn or forbids murder, suicide, abortion, euthanasia, homicide, terrorism. It also forbids racism, gossip, slander, malicious sharing of information belonging to someone, or harmful rumors, or any action actually that dehumanizes a person, or an action that also destroys someone's reputation, integrity, or even good name. Let's take gossip for an example. It seems harmless. In fact, it is entertaining. It is fun. It is juicy. We like to listen to gossip because it makes our day. And we crack jokes about it. But the damage it does to a human person is immeasurable. In fact, studies show that those whose integrity, whose reputation or good name have been ruined or damaged by gossip, unauthorized sharing of sensitive or personal details, rumors, and all sorts, that people have experienced that they have greater possibility of harming themselves, including committing suicide. Sometimes we seem to underrate the power of what we say to people, the power of what we write about people. Sometimes our words can be missiles, can be so destructive. So when the commandment said, thou shalt not kill, it's not just about when I pick my gun and shoot you dead. No. The There are other ways people have been killed, although they are physically alive. There are people who are deeply hurting. There are people whose mental health and emotional state are in shambles because of what was said about them, what was said to them, or what was spoken of them. I remember during the course of my doctorate studies and research, I came to know about this story about a lady, a very prominent, charming, according to them, and prosperous lady. She suffered depression and then died. But how did it start? She had a colleague, a friend. Then they had some kind of a business misunderstanding or argument for business deal. Out of anger, this friend of ours leaked on the internet some sensitive information about this lady. They were so personal and damaging. And the lady couldn't handle it because for her, it was her whole life being exposed right before her. The same person that was so admired became the scorn of many. So the first impact, the first reaction to that particular leak was social exclusion. She started isolating herself from the very community where she lived. She started hiding from people. She couldn't come to church. She couldn't socialize again. She couldn't even go out because for her, everybody was talking about her secrets. So she couldn't handle it. As she was dealing with this social exclusion, meanwhile, at that, her social life is already destroyed. As she was battling with that, she was also battling with intense depression. When she couldn't bear it, she dropped a suicide note and drank poison and died. Now a beautiful life was wasted because someone who had an information given to her on trust decided to maliciously misuse it. You know, we have friends, colleagues, who always come to us to whisper to our ears certain details about their life. Sometimes they give us unsolicited information about the other person. In all honesty, sometimes we like to enjoy it because it's not about us. But the funny thing is that when they end their story, their gossip or whatever it's called, they will always tell you, please don't tell next guy. And you give to the next guy and share the same story. And still tell the person, this is sacred, keep it to yourself. We keep dropping pieces of information about someone and that person is dying. And we think that the commandment, thou shalt not kill, is reserved for the terrorists and those who shoot guns. No. We all have ideas. We sometimes have opinions of people. What do we do with what we have? In fact, when there is an urge for you to say something, or to share information, or to speak about someone, always consider 3 things. Number 1, always ask yourself, what I'm going to say, is it true? That means, do I have all the information? Have I verified it? Can I defend what I'm going to say? Number 2, must I say it? What is my motive for wanting to say this or to speak about this person? Is it necessary that I speak about this or about this person? And finally, always ask, what is the effect of what I'm going to say on the person spoken about and the person spoken to? What good will it do to the listener and the person who has the information? On the other side, now let us assume, without conceiving, that what I have is a verified truth. That I have known that this story about Nathaniel is true. Okay, that one is fine. The next thing is, although it's true, must I say it? Is it necessary that I share this information? Although I am not bound by oath of secrecy or confidentiality, however, what will be the good? What is the good effect of this on Nathaniel, who has the information, and on this Tony, with whom I'm sharing the information? Dear friends, thou shalt not kill doesn't actually stop at physical destruction of human life. As I said, many lives have been lost or destroyed, either directly or indirectly. Many lives are in shambles because people who have certain information about certain persons, instead of knowing when to be calm and quiet, decided to maliciously misuse their information. Thou shalt not kill. It's not just about those who destroy human life. I will always ask myself, how does this commandment touch me? Especially when it has to do with someone's mental health, someone's emotional well-being, someone's spiritual life. Have I in any way not so damaged that somebody is actually alive, physically walking, moving around, but I have destroyed his or her mental health, his reputation, his emotional state, and his spiritual life? Remember, it is still a command. Thou shalt not kill.